In the pursuit of physical perfection, some dreams cost more than we ever imagined. Behind the gleaming trophies and sculpted physiques lies a darker reality. Young women who sacrificed everything for their passion only to pay the ultimate price. This is Vintage Memoriam, and today we remember the female bodybuilders who left us far too soon, their lives cut short before reaching their 30th birthday. Odal Santos Mena, the Mexican Kim Kardashian. She was only 23, young, vibrant, glowing with strength. Odal Santos Mena wasn't just a fitness influencer. She was a rising star in the bodybuilding world, with titles like Miss and Mr. Hercules 2019 already behind her. But in July 2021, that bright spark vanished, and the reason left everyone stunned. Odal had agreed to promote a popular underarm procedure called Mira Dry, a treatment to reduce sweating. It was meant to be simple, a quick session, in and out. But what happened inside that clinic in Guadalajara was anything but routine. She was put under anesthesia, not by a trained anesthesiologist, but reportedly by an unqualified clinic worker. Within moments, her body reacted. Cardiac arrest. Her trainers, her loved ones, everyone left in shock. The staff tried CPR, but it was already too late. Later, reports revealed that Odal had been using substances common in bodybuilding, clenbuterol, creatine, oxandrolone, and when those mixed with the anesthesia, the results were catastrophic. Her family called it negligence. Investigators agreed. The clinic wasn't even licensed. She had just 147,000 followers and a bikini competition lined up in the U.S. that very week. But her journey ended in a treatment room, not a competition stage. Odal didn't die chasing fame. She died trusting the wrong hands. Megan Hefford, the protein poisoning. Megan Hefford looked like the picture of perfect health. 25 years old, a mother of two, and preparing for her next bodybuilding competition. But behind her disciplined routine and strict high-protein diet was a silent killer no one saw coming. On June 19, 2017, Megan was found unconscious in her apartment in Mandurah, Western Australia. Days later, she was gone. No warning. No known illness, just silence and questions. It wasn't until after her death that the truth came out. Megan had an undiagnosed genetic condition, urea cycle disorder, a rare disorder that quietly prevents the body from breaking down protein. When someone with this condition eats too much protein, toxic levels of ammonia begin to build in the bloodstream and eventually the brain. Once symptoms appear, confusion, fatigue, collapse, it's often already too late. Megan's body had been pushed too far. Her diet of egg whites, lean meat, and protein shakes triggered the condition. She didn't know. No one did. Doctors don't routinely test for this disorder, and the symptoms are so subtle they're often mistaken for stress or flu. Inside her kitchen, her mother later found protein containers and a competition meal plan. That's when everything made sense and fell apart. Megan had dreams, discipline, and strength. But what she didn't have was a warning. She died not because she was reckless, but because no one told her it was dangerous. Sofia Graham, so close to the pro card. She was just 27, and she died in her sleep. No final words. No warning signs. One moment she was prepping for her next bodybuilding show, and the next she was gone. Sofia Graham had been chasing her dream nonstop. A fierce NPC competitor born in Tbilisi, Georgia, adopted into a loving home in Virginia, she had transformed her life and her body through sheer discipline. She worked as a dental assistant by day and trained relentlessly by night, never letting go of her dream to earn her IFBB Pro card. She had already placed high at Junior, USA, and North Americans. She was nearly there, just weeks away from her next competition. But her heart, the very thing that kept her fire alive, gave out. Reports suggest that Sofia may have suffered from an undiagnosed heart condition. Some say it happened right before her next show. Others believe it was simply the brutal demands of constant prep and pressure on her body. But none of that changes what happened. She died quietly in her sleep during peak training season, just as she was about to rise. Behind the muscle and medals was a quirky, vibrant young woman who played cello, helped train dental students, and lit up every room she entered. But no amount of energy, kindness, or discipline could protect her from what her own body was hiding. Ashley Gearhart, the fitness entrepreneur. She went to sleep and never woke up. Ashley Gearhart was just 29, an IFBB pro with a decade of passion behind her. She earned her pro card in 2018, but her story didn't end with trophies. She was more than a bodybuilder. She was a mentor, a trainer, a business owner, and a woman who believed fitness wasn't just about muscle, but healing from the inside out. Her company, Strength Inside Out, stood for exactly that, helping people rebuild their minds while transforming their bodies. But somewhere in her own journey, something silent was building inside her. On January 29th, 2022, Ashley died in her sleep. No pain, no warning, no known cause. Even today, her family still searches for answers. Her younger sister, devastated and shaken, shared the heartbreaking truth online. They simply don't know what happened, and maybe they never will. She had a bright smile, a massive heart, a grounded soul, but beneath all that strength, something gave out quietly in the night. Her death wasn't the first that month, and wouldn't be the last. But the shock of her passing left the bodybuilding community shaken, because Ashley wasn't just rising, she was leading. She was building something bigger than herself, and in one silent moment, it was all gone. Jodi Vance. She didn't even come to compete. She just came to help, but she never made it home. Jodi Vance was only 20 years old, full of energy, ambition, and a heart big enough to coach others while chasing her own dream. But while attending the Arnold Sports Festival in Ohio, something went terribly wrong. She suddenly felt sick and was rushed to the hospital. And then her heart stopped. Doctors tried everything, but she couldn't be revived. Her family later revealed the heartbreaking truth. Jodi died from complications of severe dehydration. It was sudden, unexpected, and devastating. She wasn't even on stage that day, but behind the scenes, her body had been pushed too far. Her coach, Justin Mahaly, admitted Jodi had taken 2 extremely hazardous substances without telling him or her family, a decision that likely led to the dangerous dehydration. She was only trying to perfect her physique for the expo, but it cost her everything. In her final months, Jodi had placed 3rd at the NPC Battle of Texas, rising fast in the women's physique world. Her Instagram was filled with motivation, smiles, and progress shots, but behind the posts was a pressure she carried alone, a silent error, a hidden struggle, and a beautiful life, lost in the blink of an eye. Johana Kala. She crossed a border chasing a dream, but never came back. Johanna Kala, a 30-year-old bodybuilder from Argentina, had just earned 2nd place at the South American Bodybuilding Championship in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Her smile was wide, her heart full. She was proud, and she had every reason to be. After nearly a decade of hard work and sacrifices, Johanna had finally made her mark on the international stage. But just hours later, she was found lifeless in her hotel room. At first, her family feared the worst. Her sister claimed Johanna had called in a panic, saying someone tried to drug her. She was scared, disoriented, but somehow managed to escape whatever threat she sensed that night. The initial shock rippled through Argentina's fitness community and across South America. A rising star had just been silenced. However, early autopsy reports said there was no foul play, no violence, no substances, just a natural death, they claimed. But Johanna's mother refuses to believe it. She was healthy, very healthy, she said. She didn't just die, something happened. In her final post, Johanna wrote, "Peace and tranquility is what my body and mind need. I am winning another battle against myself." She wasn't just a competitor. She was a mother of 2, a trainer, and a woman who fought hard to rise in a sport with little support and few sponsors. Her death may never have clear answers, but her passion, her grit, and the life she poured into her dream will never be forgotten. Stacey Cummings, the Texas coach. She spent years sculpting her body to near perfection, but no one saw what was breaking inside. Stacey Cummings, bodybuilder, coach, makeup artist, gym owner, and a mother of 2, passed away on April 20th at just 31 years old. A woman with an iron will and a radiant smile, she left behind not just a career, but children, clients, and a community that now mourns in silence. She wasn't just any competitor. Stacey earned her IFBB Pro card in 2016 and competed in multiple high-level shows. She even switched divisions, proving her versatility by entering both the figure and bikini categories. Her name was known across Texas stages, and she co-owned Flex Fitness 24/7 in McKinney, where she mentored countless athletes. But then, out of nowhere, she was gone. No warning, no answers. Her cause of death remains a mystery. Friends, fellow competitors, and fans flooded social media with grief. Many remembered her kindness backstage, her willingness to help, and her deep love for the sport. One friend wrote, "I can't believe it. Just 31 years old. We did 3 shows together, and I was there when she turned pro." Stacey wasn't just a bodybuilder. She was a mother building a life through grit and passion. She knew the weight of responsibility, balancing posing routines with parenting. And now, like too many before her, she joins a growing list of young athletes whose lives ended far too soon. There are no clear answers, just one haunting truth. Even the strongest-looking hearts can stop beating without warning. Johanna Perez. She lit up her birthday week with joy, balloons, and a prayer for the future. 3 days later, she was gone. Johanna Perez, known online as at Yohafit, passed away unexpectedly on October 23rd, just days after celebrating her 35th birthday. Her final Instagram post was filled with gratitude. A beach photo, birthday balloons marked 35, and a heartfelt caption thanking God for another year of life. There was no warning, no illness, no explanation. Johanna was more than a fitness influencer. She was a pioneer in her home country of Panama, one of the first women to compete in professional bodybuilding there, and a runner-up at the NPC Worldwide Panama contest just weeks before her death. Her sudden passing has left her 45,000-plus followers, friends, and fans in shock. Dozens flooded her birthday post with comments of disbelief. "Yoha, I can't believe it. You were a role model, a beautiful soul. We'll miss you forever." Her family, equally heartbroken, announced her death on Instagram. But instead of asking mourners to wear black, they requested vibrant colors to honor the vibrant life she lived. At just 35, Johanna was still dreaming, still growing, still building something bigger than herself. Now, that voice of strength and joy is silent. Her cause of death remains a mystery. Sometimes the brightest stars disappear without warning, and we're left only with the glow they leave behind. Raechelle Chase. She was the face of strength, the voice of motivation, and the heartbeat of her home. And just like that, she was gone. On October 6th, New Zealand's fitness icon Raechelle Chase was found dead in her Auckland home. She was only 45 years old, and the cause of her sudden death remains a mystery under police investigation. Her passing didn't just shake the world of bodybuilding, it shattered the world of 5 children who had lost their mother, their protector, their constant light. To the public, Raechelle was a striking figure competitor, a social media sensation with over 1.4 million followers, and the first Kiwi woman to compete at Olympia in 2011. Her physique was admired, her training routines followed religiously, and her influence stretched far beyond the gym. But behind the spotlight was a mother who made birthdays feel like fairy tales. Ferris wheels, flamethrowers, live performances. Raechelle didn't just show up for her kids. She built them memories they could live in forever. Now, her 25-year-old daughter Anna is stepping into the role no child should have to fill, raising her younger siblings, all while grieving in silence. "Grief," she said, "is not an option. There are no answers yet, no cause of death, just silence, and a deep, aching absence where a mother's voice used to be." Raechelle built a world of dreams for her children, but in the end, the dreamer left without warning, and left behind 5 hearts still waiting for her to walk through the door.